What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new What If Mini. Today's scenario was suggested a lot, and I mean a lot, as a mini scenario. Although a lot of people asked it in different ways. It revolves around the concept of Goku getting Ultra Instinct earlier on than normal. Some people wanted to know what would happen if it happened during the Goku Black arc, or the Universe 6 tournament. Some were even crazier asking about the Namek arc, or even an original Dragon Ball somehow. But nonetheless, I think the concept is pretty interesting, and there may be a more realistic way to do it, albeit still a little bit outlandish. In my opinion, the most realistic and most interesting point to give him Ultra Instinct early on would be in the middle of Dragon Ball Super, rather than the end. For this video, let's hit a like goal of 2,500 likes. And let me know in the comments if you'd like to see this at an earlier point in the scenario. I might consider doing another one. Anyways, let's begin. Our scenario begins after Golden Frieza. No, Goku doesn't just randomly unlock Ultra Instinct here, but there's a key change that starts right here. This experience serves as a good lesson for Goku and Vegeta, mainly about not letting their guard down. It caused Goku to get shot in the chest, and for Vegeta, it caused Frieza to blow up Earth. They should probably be listening to WhIMs more carefully, because they realize this is a big issue that they have. But it's not just that, it extends further. WhIMs is trying to teach them how to react subconsciously, so they won't even have to worry about something like that. Subconscious movements. That seems impossible. The two Saiyans continue their training, but with Goku taking this more to heart, Goku begins training somewhat differently. But this doesn't change anything just yet. Eventually we do get to the Universe 6 tournament. And here's what I mean by Goku's training. When he and Vegeta spend the 3 years in the Room of Spirit and Time, Goku doesn't try to pursue Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. He's instead taking Whis' words to heart and trying to figure out how to move subconsciously. Vegeta thinks this is a waste of time, and knowing him, he'd most likely want to focus on power now, rather than whatever Kakarot's trying to unlock. Because that's the thing, Goku doesn't even really know what he's striving for, but he's gonna attempt it anyways. This does mean Goku comes out of the Room of Spirit and Time a little bit weaker, and he also doesn't have Blue Kaioken. Vegeta sees this as a win. Because technically, he's ahead right now. Goku's also getting a little bit discouraged. Even with his martial arts expertise and what he's learned from Whis, he feels like he's not getting anywhere. Sure, he's getting a little bit better, but he can tell, this isn't what Whis wants him to be like. Oh well, the tournament will be a good test for this. If Goku actually made any progress, it'll show, and if not, he'll go back to training like normal. In all honesty, he's a little bummed by it, but he does look forward to his fights. Even with Goku's change in strength, and without him having Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, pretty much everything in the beginning of the tournament is normal. Every single fight pretty much goes the same, up until the point where Goku's facing Hit. As you could probably guess here, not having Blue Kaioken, that's going to change the outcome of this fight a lot. Goku isn't Super Saiyan Blue, and he's focused on defense rather than offense. He's able to coax Hit into attacking him, and at first, he is able to dodge somewhat, but he isn't doing it subconsciously. Hit begins revving up, and then Goku starts taking hits. No pun intended. He even tries to attack Hit, but Hit keeps dodging due to his time skip. If Goku could subconsciously move, he may be able to counter this somehow. Goku tries to focus in the fight, but he can't. He keeps getting beat up by Hit, but he's not giving up yet. With all his might, he tries his hardest to stay in the ring. He can't lose. His training can't be for nothing. In the stands, Whis is watching. Goku's fighting a lot differently than he did before. He can see what Goku's trying to do, but will he actually be able to do it? He mentions this to Beerus, and Beerus perks up. He doubts it'll happen, but he hopes it does. Beerus yells out to Goku. He better not lose this fight. Goku keeps on getting beat up. As he gains a little bit more focus, and he begins thinking about the stakes, he knows the Super Dragon Balls are up for grabs, and he just can't let Champa get them. And on top of that, he doesn't want to lose. His training, he wants it to work. This fight, he wants to win it. All seems hopeless. Dropping back into base, Goku stands there tired. Holding back, Hit decides to end this quick, and launches a blast of pressurized air towards Goku. And in the nick of time, Goku dodges it. Maybe Hit shouldn't have been holding back. He decides to go full power, and does the same again to knock Goku out. But he somehow dodges it once again. It might be time to break out time skip. Using his time skip, he skips a half second ahead, appearing in front of Goku with a punch almost hitting his gut. But just as soon as Hit gets over there, Goku flips over him. All the people in the stands watch, invested in the fight and curious to see what's happening. Whis and Vados particularly get curious, as do Beerus and Champa. Hit turns around and looks at Goku one more time. Goku's back is facing towards Hit, and he slowly turns around. His hair begins floating, as if gravity doesn't affect it. Bluish-purple flames appear around him. As Goku glares at Hit, his eyes now shiny gray. Goku has tapped into Ultra Instinct Omen. Hit keeps trying to attack him, but Goku dodges, realizing his training paid off. But will he be able to win this? And the answer is yes. Although it did show up late, it's better than never, as Goku is now able to counter Hit. And even though his attacks aren't incredibly potent, he's able to trip up Hit enough to knock him out of the ring, as his stamina rapidly deteriorates. and he once again drops back into his base form. Clutching his chest, Goku stands up. He's won against Hit, and Universe 7 has won the tournament. Vegeta sees now, this is what Goku was training for. But still, it seems ineffective. He wasn't even able to hold this form for a minute. The twin gods of destruction look over too. Beerus is happy, and Champa is shocked and angered. Whis and Vados confirm, that is Ultra Instinct. Although it seems incomplete. Vados congratulates her brother. He was able to train a mortal to access this technique, and while he's grateful for the recognition, he stops her in her tracks. He still has a long way to go, and she agrees. Curiously, Whis looks over towards Goku in the ring. This should be fun. Goku's glad to see that his training is working, as is Whis. And Vegeta starts to get curious about the form, although he's skeptical. If it's not something Goku can access at will, how is it useful? He maintains his skepticism, but is intrigued regardless. And even with all their training, Goku is still not able to tap into it at will. They're gonna keep working towards it. And it's a good thing that they're ramping up the training, because now we head into the Goku Black arc. And over here, at first, not much might change. With Zamasu stealing Goku's body, I feel like he's still only going to be able to unlock Super Saiyan Rose. Him getting Ultra Instinct Omen, especially since Goku himself couldn't even do it, it really seems unlikely. So Goku Black and Zamasu stay the same, and a lot of this arc goes pretty normally. Up until everyone's tripped back to the past, when Vegeta goes into the Room of Spirit in time to train. Vegeta does try to work on his strength, sure, but he is also curious about Ultra Instinct Omen. He keeps the idea of moving subconsciously in his mind, and tries to work towards it somehow. Once they return to the future, Vegeta faces off against Goku Black, much stronger than before. Although, since he didn't purely focus on strength, and with how oddly fast Goku Black grows in power, he may eventually gain the upper hand on Vegeta, while Goku sticks with Trunks and Mai as they contain Zamasu, albeit failing at the attempt. With Goku Black's Sickle of Sorrow, and its clones coming out of nowhere, he's gained the advantage of Vegeta, and Goku attempts to join in. But as Vegeta's getting beat, something changes, and Goku immediately recognizes it. Vegeta falls out of the sky, almost hitting the ground, but he stops himself, floating closely above the surface. While in base, his aura suddenly changes, and his eyes open. Goku Black is confused at first, but then he recognizes it. This is what Goku used in the Universe 6 tournament. Vegeta has Ultra Instinct? Vegeta then ascends back up into the sky quickly, easily defeating Goku Black's clones and then attacking Goku Black himself. He has a clear advantage here, and even Goku tries to join in and help. Black realizes he's in over his head. Vegeta has a clear advantage against him, and on the other hand, Vegeta is quickly depleting his stamina. And from what he saw before with Kakarot, he knows he'll lose this form eventually. He's glad that he accessed it though. Goku Black uses instant transmission and retreats to Zamasu, and they decide to use their last resort. Vegeta drops out of UI, with Goku telling him that was awesome. Vegeta acts humble about it because he wasn't able to maintain it for long, but deep down, he knows. That was pretty cool. They go over to Trunks, and then they see Goku Black and Zamasu are preparing to fuse, and things briefly return to how they went in canon. Merge Zamasu is born and has a clear advantage. They try to fight but can't accomplish anything. So Goku and Vegeta fuse into Vegito, and they get the upper hand. But it's too bad because Vegito defuses soon after. In a desperate attempt, Goku tries to take a last stand against Zamasu, trying to hold him off. He wants Vegeta and Trunks to temporarily retreat, so Trunks can prepare another Mafuba. But of course, Goku's no match against Zamasu. But during his struggle, this acts as sort of a catalyst, and he feels something he felt before, not too long ago during the Universe 6 tournament, as something he recently witnessed Vegeta do. His aura flares up, and once again, he's an Ultra Instinct Omen, and this time he feels much better maintaining it. Zamasu is not able to hit him at all, and his rage grows. Goku needs to make the best of Ultra Instinct while he still has it, and he gets an idea. Zamasu's only half immortal, right? It's a long shot, but it's their last hope. Besides the Mafuba. This will use up all his energy, but it's worth a shot. Like we saw in the manga, Goku tries to emulate Beerus, using a Hakai, but while an Ultra Instinct Omen this time. However, it doesn't work, and since he used up all his power, Goku drops back into base. As Zamasu slowly regenerates, he's then caught up by something. A Mafuba. Thankfully, because Shin was there, the time ring instantly allowed them to go back to the past and get the seal that they needed for the Mafuba. And once again, Zamasu finds himself caught in a bottle. But this time, Trunks actually has the seal. Thanks to Goku holding Zamasu off, it was the perfect distraction. They were able to go back in time, go to Roshi's place, and then come back. And now, Zamasu is sealed, and Trunks' timeline gets to remain. It's a great ending for him, and everyone worked hard to get towards it. Plus, it means both Goku and Vegeta are closer to accessing Ultra Instinct Omen at will. Of course, Vegeta's a few steps behind, but Goku's working very close towards it. And with another year of training with Whis, He'd most certainly be able to reach the point where he could use Ultra Instinct Omen at will. Vegeta trails behind, but he's close to that point. Although both Goku and Whis are proud, they do know this still isn't the full Ultra Instinct. He still has a ways to go. But the perfect opportunity arises, the Tournament of Power. The team itself is the same, but there's two huge exceptions here. Goku and Vegeta, especially Goku, are much stronger than before. Preserving stamina, Goku's not going to be in UI the whole time. But whenever he's in trouble, he could turn it on and instantly win a fight. Also, if he had it on the whole time, it would make every fight boring for him. A fight in Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God every once in a while, it's nice for him, it's a good change of pace. Giving himself a handicap gives him a challenge. The first half or so of the tournament is pretty much a wash, and the first real challenge is when Goku tries to face Jiren. In UI Omen, he's able to actually keep up pretty well with Jiren, and Jiren can no longer suppress himself. Briefly, he's forced to go into his full power for a bit, allowing him to defeat Goku. Goku is nearly tossed off the ring, but Vegeta catches him. With Goku no longer in Ultra Instinct Omen, he's definitely going to have another go at Jiren later, but he needs to recover for a bit. Most likely, Kale and Caulifla would still try and fight him. But the thing is, after he's rested up, he can still go Ultra Instinct Omen at will. And considering the fact that he's stronger here, and the fact that UI Omen was enough to defeat Kefla and Kanon, Goku would actually have a pretty simple time taking her out. I am just now realizing that phrasing is pretty bad, it sounds like he's taking her on a date. But yeah, UI Omen allows him to knock Kefla out of the ring, without him expending all of his stamina once again. Although, if he's going to face Jiren later, he still does need to recover a bit. Jiren has also gone back to meditating, knowing that he can't be matched at the moment. Both he and Vegeta keep their distance from Jiren right now. We don't get that same team up that we did before, but this eventually leads to Vegeta going up against Toppo, and it's a shame that Vegeta still can't access UI Omen at will. But this fight against Toppo, it should be more than enough to act as a catalyst for him, and once again he gets another taste of this technique, being much more potent this time. And naturally, it's more than enough to defeat Toppo. Vegeta is able to take him out in UI Omen, not on a date. I really have got to watch my phrasing, otherwise people will ship Vegeta and Toppo. Jokes aside, that really only leaves one big obstacle for them, Jiren. With Goku and Vegeta being so strong and being able to defeat other warriors easily, this would inadvertently help some of the team members stay in the ring. I mean, with Goku being able to move subconsciously, he'd be able to take out sneaky warriors from Universe 4 and fast people like Dispo. Gohan and Piccolo end up staying in the ring, and of course, 17 and Vegeta are there as well, with Frieza hiding nearby after being embarrassed by Toppo. It would lead these two up against Jiren, with the rest of Universe 7 backing them up. This is the final push. Goku jumps into UI Omen, as Vegeta tries the same. With all his practice and knowledge of the form after using it and seeing Kakarot use it, plus using it against Toppo, I feel like this is finally the point where Vegeta will be able to activate it at will, although not easily. And once again, Jiren is pressured into going full power, except it's not a brief burst of energy, he maintains this power. But slowly during the battle, something within Goku is changing. He's adapting as he fights, learning against Jiren. His attacks become more potent, his sense is sharper and his counters quicker, his glow begins changing, and then he completely begins overpowering Jiren. Vegeta and the rest look over, Goku is beginning to glow. Everyone's at their limit, but it seems like they might be able to win with Goku. A powerful flash of light illuminates the world of Void, dissipating and revealing a new look for Goku. Whis is relieved, he's finally done it. Alongside all his friends, Goku fights Jiren, in the full version of Ultra Instinct. Needless to say, this is more than enough to take out Jiren, and in the nick of time too, because both Goku and Vegeta are pretty tired out and drop out of their forms. And with so many people left in the ring, it's kinda hard to decide who the MVP will be. But with his important help, Goku ends up being chosen as the MVP. And he naturally comes to his senses and realizes the best wish would be to restore every universe. Not only does it bring everyone back to life, but it means more people for Goku to fight, and more universes for him to explore. It's a win-win, and it's the right thing to do. And they find out this is exactly what Zeno wanted. He and Vegeta now have a new goal. They obviously now want to work towards this version of Ultra Instinct. Vegeta is slowly but surely catching up to Goku. But now Goku has a new bar to reach. This then brings us to the Broly movie. And with how strong everyone is now, the moment Broly transforms into his Akari state, Vegeta, still in Super Saiyan God, is able to knock him unconscious, stopping him from causing any havoc. The two then turn to Frieza. This was his plan? Furious, Frieza then decides he's gonna fight himself, turning golden and then jumping into battle. Although he has an order of business first, he's gonna kill Paragus and Broly, just because they let him down. This is a big mistake by Frieza. As he aims his finger at Paragus, Goku teleports in front of Frieza, grabbing his arm. Straining, Frieza frees himself from Goku's grip, jumping backwards. But he bumps into someone. Behind him is Vegeta, now in Super Saiyan Blue. Frieza panics, and he remembers. He lifts up his hand and prepares to blow up Earth. Vegeta's not gonna let that slide twice. And finally, after all this time, he kills Frieza, saving Earth and learning from that mistake he made a while back. Goku goes to pick up Broly, and the two bring him to Paragus. Broly slowly regains consciousness, and Paragus just stands there speechless, nervous and kind of regretting what he did. Is Vegeta gonna kill him now? Why would he? Paragus is shocked to realize this, and although it's gonna be a long process, he begins to have a change of heart. Vegeta could have easily killed them, but instead he saved them, allowing them to live. As Broly stands up, with Chi-Lai and Lemmo joining him, Vegeta says one thing to Paragus. This should allow them to see he's nothing like King Vegeta. Although they've become neutral, they don't really know what to do now. But for the time being, they return to Vampa, with Paragus actually alive this time, and Broly not having access to Super Saiyan. They'll need some time to themselves, especially because Chi-Lai and Lemmo are pretty pissed at Paragus. Everyone needs to patch things up. Goku and Vegeta are glad to have fought him, and expect good things from Broly in the future. And following this arc, that means we get to Moro. But I have a good feeling that this arc will be avoided. Once they realize that Moro is draining their energy, the two decide to jump into Ultra Instinct, using attacks that aren't ki-based, but still powerful nonetheless. And with how weak Moro is at this point compared to them in Ultra Instinct, with Goku possibly in the white-haired version of it at this point, needless to say Moro is stopped and captured once again. But this does open something interesting. Mirish is surprised to see mortals this strong, people that can access Ultra Instinct. He's glad they were able to help, and happy to see how strong this universe is. Goku and Vegeta, he'll remember these two, and that's where we'll end off this story. So what did you guys think? Do you think the events would go differently? What may happen next? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future uploads to my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.